Welcome back wrestling WWE fans. The thunderous cheers of arenas long past now echo like hollow ghosts in the dead of night, as we confront a void that no spotlight can fill. Jimmy Uso, the heart-pounding heartbeat of the Bloodline, stolen away in a cruel twist of fate, leaving his twin brother Jay adrift in a sea of shattered silence and unspoken goodbyes. Imagine the screech of tires on rain-slicked asphalt, a midnight highway somewhere between Pensacola and the next sold-out show, cutting through the fog like a superkick to the soul. Jimmy behind the wheel, phone buzzing with a late-night text from Jay. Use, drive safe, we got wars to win tomorrow. But tomorrow never came, the crash a brutal punctuation mark on a life lived loud, leaving twisted metal and a family's world in freefall. You can feel the acrid bite of smoke in your throat, the distant wail of sirens piercing the Florida night as first responders pry open the wreckage, their faces hardening at the sight of the man who flipped crowds upside down, now unnaturally still, his signature grin frozen in the rearview, a tragic accident claiming one half of the greatest tag team to ever lace up boots. The news hits the locker room like a Samoan spike at dawn, a production assistant's trembling voice over the intercom in a dimly lit arena in Chicago. Guys, it's Jimmy, and the weights clatter to the floor, echoes of dropped jaws and choked back sobs rippling through the space where superstars become survivors in an instant. Rikishi, the patriarch whose stink face once brought levity to the squared circle, collapses into a folding chair backstage, his massive frame shaking as if the ring ropes have finally snapped, hands clutching a photo of his boys as kids, arm in tiny singlets, the grief etching new lines on a face that's seen too many falls from grace. Please like, share and subscribe for more WWE content. In moments like this, your connection keeps the stories of these warriors alive, turning our shared heartache into a chorus of remembrance that honors the man beyond the moves. Jay's world fractures in slow motion, the call coming mid-warm-up on Raw, sweat beading on his brow as he drops the phone, knees buckling against the canvas, his twin, his mirror, his UCE, gone in a heartbeat, the betrayal of a faulty guardrail on that cursed curve ripping away the one soul who knew his every rhythm without a word. Tension coils in the air of the family home, where Naomi, Jimmy's rock, the glow that lit his entrances, paces the kitchen, her championship fire dimmed to embers, fingers tracing the edge of a half-eaten plate of his favorite poke bowl, now cold and accusing, as silent tears carve paths through her makeup, whispering accusations to the empty chair beside her. Suspense hangs heavy in the hushed huddles of the Bloodline remnants, Roman Reigns storming into the trainer's room where Solo Sikoa stands frozen, tribal chiefs glare piercing like a spear. We were unbreakable, now we're bleeding, he growls, the betrayal not of blood but of fate itself, a scandalous headline already leaking, USO Dynasty derailed by highway horror. Flash to the hospital waiting room, fluorescent hum mocking the heart monitor's flatline echo, Rikishi's wife whispering prayers in Samoan under her breath, the health crisis averted for Jimmy's survivors now a vigil of veins bulging with unspoken rage. Did fatigue from the road claim him, or was it the grind's hidden toll, concussions masked by charisma finally cashing in? Backstage dynamics erupt in raw, unfiltered bursts, Paul Heyman, the wise man turned widower of wisdom, pulling Jay into a shadowed corner, voice cracking like thunder in drought. Your brother lived for the family, UCE, don't let this grave swallow us all. His handkerchief dabbing at eyes that have witnessed empires crumble, a mentor's grief fueling a firestorm of loyalty tested. The fallout crashes like a top rope splash, Jay wandering the empty tour bus at 3 a.m., ghosting through playlists of their old entrance themes, the bass thumping against his chest like a phantom heartbeat, memories assaulting him. The night they cashed in together, high fives slick with sweat, now just echoes in a cabin that smells of his cologne and regret. Cliffhanger shadows the funeral procession, black SUVs snaking through palm-lined streets, fans lining the route with signs reading, "Use forever," their chants a fragile bridge over the chasm. Will Jay speak at the service, or let the silence scream his betrayal by the wrestling gods who gave and took so viciously? Grief's grip tightens in stolen moments, Naomi finding Jimmy's wrestling journal tucked under the mattress, pages scrawled with doodles of their future kids flipping off the top rope, her body racking with sobs that bend her double. The human connection raw, a wife's love unmasked, far from the diva spotlights that once crowned her queen. Family breakdowns fracture further as Rikishi confronts the rearview in his pickup, miles from the grave, knuckles white on the wheel. I trained you to fly, not fall like this, he mutters to the empty passenger seat, the elder statesman's health teetering on hypertension's edge, a father's unspoken scandal of pushing too hard now eulogy etched in every vein. Reactions ripple through the roster like aftershocks, Seth Rollins pausing mid-lift in the gym, barbell crashing as he scrolls the news, his visionary eyes clouding with the ghosts of his own near misses. Later, he texts Jay. We carry them in the fight, brother, appears quiet solidarity cutting through the isolation of loss. Suspense builds in the quiet before Jay's first match back, the arena pulsing with uneasy anticipation, his solo entrance a dirge without its harmony. Opponents hesitate in the lockup, sensing the wild edge in his eyes, a superkick loaded with unspoken fury, the ring canvas absorbing not just bumps but the weight of worlds undone. Consequences cascade into the Bloodline's core, Solo Sikoa slamming lockers in a fit of displaced rage, the enforcer's stoic facade cracking like cheap pyrotechnics. He was my blood too, he snarls to Tama Tonga, the faction teetering on implosion, betrayals of old feuds paling against this final, unforgiving cut. Emotional beats pulse in the dead of night calls between Jay and Naomi, voices thick with the fog of ambient and absence, sharing dreams of Jimmy's laugh echoing in empty hotel halls. He'd want us to keep dancing, she whispers, their shared grief forging a new alliance, fragile as spun glass but fierce as family fire. Scandals simmer in the tabloid wake, whispers of a text sent moments before the crash, Jay begging Jimmy to pull over, fatigue from back-to-back house shows blurring the lines, paparazzi circling the USO compound like vultures, turning private pain into public spectacle, the industry's machine grinding hearts into clickbait. Health crises shadow the survivors, Jay's shoulder, once dislocated in a brotherly bout, now throbbing with phantom pains, pills rattling in his bag like accusatory dice, while Rikishi's blood pressure spikes during a promo taping, forcing a mid-sentence collapse that silences the set, medics swarming like refs in a no-DQ brawl. Intrigue deepens with a leaked voicemail, Jimmy's voice gravelly from the road. Use, if I don't make it home, tell him we did it our way. Playing on loop in Jay's earbuds during flights, each listen a dagger twisting the knife of what-ifs, the plausible tragedy of exhaustion behind. The wheel hitting harder than any heel turn. Fallout filters into the ring's unforgiving glare, Jay's matches turning visceral symphonies of vengeance, splashes off ladders landing with the thud of unresolved rage, crowds chanting, USO. In bittersweet waves, their cheers a lifeline pulling him from the abyss, consequences of loss reshaping a performer into something unbreakable, unbowed. Human emotion crests in a backyard gathering under Hawaiian moons, the family circling a bonfire of old gear, Rikishi leading a chant, Naomi's hand in Jay's, Solo's head bowed, stories spilling like spilled blood, laughter piercing grief like sunlight through storm clouds, bonds reforged in the forge of farewell.